The New York Times ran this piece where they admitted the laptop was real. That was in paragraph 17 or 18. But the story was basically about the grand jury looking into Hunter Biden. And the New York Times got a lot of cooperation from Team Biden, and they were clearly trying to position themselves on the assumption that Hunter Biden is, in fact, going to be indicted.
The left's Hunter Biden cover-up continues. Now that the New York Times finally authenticated the laptop from hell, you would think we'd get apologies from the media for years of lies. We all learned at a young age that ignoring our problems only makes them worse. But apparently, the media never got that memo. Brian Stelter, disinformation expert who said the laptop was a classic example of the right-wing media machine, gave the story 0 seconds of airtime on reliable sources since it broke last week. I guess the New York Times is no longer a reliable source.
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking about Hunter? Are you talking about Hunter?
I'm talking about my son, Beau Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know Beau. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. He wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use. And he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Once you became vice president, he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
that is simply
and various
not
other places.
True.
If dirty money was coming in from overseas, untaxed money, and was funneling its way into Joe's pockets, what does that mean in terms of his criminal exposure?
Well, it means a couple of things. First, you've got the whole national security component of this, because remember, the money that's coming in from Beijing is coming from 4 businessmen who funnel at least $31 million to the Bidens. That's in the laptop. And when you look at those 4 businessmen, each and every one of them, Jesse, has ties to the highest levels of Chinese intelligence. So this is not some random walk around Shanghai, I'm going to secure a couple of deals. This was orchestrated. But in terms of Joe Biden's legal problems, he was getting subsidized by his son, paying the monthly bills, paying for renovations on his home up in Delaware. That's not allowed. A federal law does not allow politicians to be subsidized by family members. But you have the other issue of who's paying the taxes. If you give money to somebody above $15,000 a year, somebody's got to pay the gift tax on that. Did Joe Biden pay that money? Did he claim that money on his income? No. If you look at the tax returns, his financial disclosures, he did not. So this gets messy real fast. And the question, Jesse, becomes, does Hunter Biden become the sacrificial lamb? Does he end up taking a plea deal that might even mean jail time in order to protect his father?